Jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Unrooted Baseball Edition, and my guest for this week's show is none other than senior first baseman on the baseball team, Dean Aliamus. Dean, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Let's start by getting to know you a little bit better. This is the first year you've gotten real regular playing time here with the Oaks, and you're really solidifying yourself as an everyday first baseman. What have these regular reps done for your game?
I think the biggest thing for me is the nerves. I'm sure anyone will tell you with putting on a sports performance or something, you get pretty nervous playing. And basically being an everyday guy, you get to kind of calm down and just focus on your game, and you obviously perform better when you get those regular reps. So that's kind of the biggest thing for me.
Now, I have to ask, last week you were under the weather, so we're glad that you're able to finally sit down for this interview. How difficult is it for you to take some time off because of an illness and then have to come back and be thrust into a big series like you guys were last weekend?
It wasn't a huge deal. I did take a full week off, so I definitely lacked some reps during the week, but I took BP Friday, felt okay, kind of got my swing back in the groove, and then Saturday I was able to play one of the games and luckily got a hit, so,
First at bat, first pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. It looked like you didn't skip a beat at all with that. The dugout can be quite vocal when you guys are on a roll. I got to ask you, how many of those crazy chants that the team comes up with are courtesy of you?
I don't know. Between myself, Eddie Sanchez, Nate Dodson, a couple other guys, most of the chatter's coming from us three. Some of it's pretty deep, meaning that it's been around for a couple years, but I think some of the newer stuff is definitely me, Eddie, and Nate just coming together, having a great time playing baseball, enjoying our last year, and just trying to get the guys, get them motivated to win, so.
Yeah. Now, where did the Dean chant
The
come
triple
from?
Dean call?
Yeah.
I have no idea, but that is then followed by the famous war call you hear after national anthem that I do, and that's definitely something I made up, so.
You guys are crazy.
We are crazy, yeah.
Now, today, the day that this interview is being filmed, is opening day across Major League Baseball. As you can see, I'm wearing my A's gear because I am a diehard green and gold fan, and I'll be at the Coliseum tonight. What's your favorite team?
I'm a Giants fan, so we'll be a little.
Over right now, folks. We're done.
Little big clash there, but I grew up in the area, so I've always been a Giants fan. Just being from the area, so.
At least you're not one of those people who roots for both of them.
No.
I don't understand how people can do that.
No, you got to stick to one team.
I agree.
Just stay true.
I agree. All right, let's talk a little bit about the team now. The big series against Hope International has passed. That was over the weekend, and Menlo lost 2 out of 3. It seemed like the flair for the clutch was missing from you guys all weekend. What did you see?
Well, I'm going to tip my hat to Hope. They definitely hit pretty good. Better than some of the teams we've faced. We put a 3 spot up, I think, in the first, and they were able to bounce back and hang with us. Their pitching was pretty good. They pitched us hard, and and we just didn't come up in those clutch moments, I guess. And sometimes when we're not having a all-out slugfest, you need that clutch factor. And just didn't happen for us this series, but that's baseball.
Yeah. Now, rebounding in the series finale and escaping with 1 win and holding on to the best mark in conference play, that had to have been a big boost for you guys moving forward, right?
Yeah, I think anytime you can leave the field feeling positive about something, like either like last weekend winning the last game, everyone's just kind of in a better mood than if we would have gotten swept or something. But I think if you can leave the field with a little bit of positive to kind of push you into the week, like for tomorrow at least, I think that's really positive to take from.
And of course, that was a big game too for you guys to be able to beat Hope for the first time in program history. You guys got swept down in Fullerton last year.
We did.
Against a team that was under 500 at the time, and then they come back up here and almost do the same thing to you guys. What's their secret against you?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they play decent baseball, so tip their hat.
That's why they're sitting third in the standings right now.
Yeah.
The pitching staff is a little thin at the moment, and you guys have a very long week ahead. Does that put more pressure on the bats?
I'd like to say no. I have faith in the bullpen. Jake's finding ways to put pitchers in situations that they'll succeed. Last week Brian Ransom pitched a full game. He went the distance. We win that game. I think there's tons of more pitchers that can throw shutdown innings and give us a chance to outslug the other team like we usually do. Does it put pressure? Of course. We're missing one of our starter pitchers this week, and we're gonna have to perform. just like every other series. So.
Yeah. And you highlighted it with the pitching from this past weekend. Ryan Ransom, first start of the season, he goes 7 innings and throws nearly 100 pitches in his outing for the win. That was the finale. And then Kevin George kept you guys in Game 2 on no day's rest and threw 4 1/3 innings and was nearly perfect.
Yeah, Kevin George is something else. I mean, there's only a couple pitchers that I've ever known that can do what Kevin George does. So, I'll just knock on wood and hope that he keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and you guys are very thankful he's on your team and not on someone else's team.
Of course, yeah. Crafty lefty like that could kill some teams.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of pressure that comes with being a team that's ranked in the top 10, and the rankings are being updated this week. Are you guys worried about slipping out of the top 10, or is that ever on your mind?
I mean, the day they come out, we kind of talk about them because, we're fired up, 6th or whatever it is. But I don't think it has anything to do with how we carry ourselves throughout the week. We try to stay even keel. I mean, Jake's a big believer in just trying to keep your attitude the same no matter what, up or down, no roller coasters, and just try to stay neutral the whole time.
5 games this week, all 5 on the road. You guys are used to this, right?
Of course, man. You've seen it all year. The Oaks are pretty much ready to run on Chipotle and Black Bear Diner, so.
Having traveled with you guys on the road once, I know exactly that.
Yeah, you know the diet.
Correct. We had Chipotle. We did a little Five Guys.
We did do Five Guys.
Yeah. All the basic fast food chains probably knocked off the list at this point.
Yeah, just find a way to win.
The big series at the end is the 3-gamer against the Masters University. It's Friday and Saturday. This team was ranked last year, but they've struggled so far here in 2017. What's the mindset entering that series?
Well, I don't know what coaches think. For me, it's just to do the same thing you've been doing. We got to throw strikes, we got to get guys out, and we got to destroy the baseball. So I think if we just keep doing those three things, doesn't really matter who we're playing, how they were doing, how they're going to do, because every team's going to play you different. Every team, they may have tendencies, but it's college baseball. You're going to slip from your tendencies. So I think if we just keep doing exactly what we've been doing, we'll be all right.
All right, let's transition to the final segment of the show. It's called Brownie Bites. Dean, I'm going to ask you 3 off-the-wall questions. You give me your best answers.
All right.
Question number 1. Which teammate would make the best opera singer?
I'm going to have to go with Andrew Merkin because he's got that huge neck. I think he can really vocalize nice note there.
So it all comes from the neck, right?
It's all from the neck, Merkin.
Do you have the measurements on his neck?
It's gross. It's like 18 inches or something. I don't know. I'll get a tape out today. I'll tell you.
Question number 2. Which teammate, aside from yourself, gets sick the most?
I don't know. Eddie Sanchez always seems to be having a cough or a cold. Eddie and Julian, those 2 guys are just walking hospital cases.
They don't live together, do they?
No, they don't. Eddie lives in San Jose and Julian lives across the street. I don't know what their deal is, but yeah, they need to figure it out.
Question number 3. Who's the worst teammate to pick a throw from when you're playing first?
No offense, Dalton, but it's probably you. You're the closest guy to me, first of all, so that always makes it a little more difficult. And usually his throws don't have much oomph on them, the other guys, and it makes a little more inconsistent bounce. So no offense, but
Dalton,
it's you.
Dalton, you're playing second base. How are you bouncing a throw to him in the first place?
It happens.
Come on, man.
No one's perfect.
Dean, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Appreciate it.
Fans, don't forget it's a busy week for Menlo College baseball. When this episode gets published, there will have already been 2 games done. The SF State game on Tuesday and the Westmont Makeup game on Thursday. Those are both on the road. So the big series this weekend is against the Masters University. It's a 3-gamer, and it starts on Friday the 7th down in Santa Clarita with a first pitch of 3 o'clock p.m. And then the doubleheader on Saturday is at 11 o'clock. Menlo will return home afterwards. A series during the week against Biola. That's a Wednesday and Thursday of the following week, and it's going to be played at Menlo High, it's been announced.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be kind of a home series for the Oaks. This is pretty nice. We're starting to get some local games in.
Yeah, definitely come out. Enjoy the last couple games we got. I've heard the field's getting worked on. Not really sure, but we all love when everyone comes out and supports the Oaks. So.
Well, we invite you to tune into next week's show. Dean Aliamus will pick the next interviewee on Unrooted Baseball Edition. I'm Brian Brownfield. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
So get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around, jump up and get down.